Welcome back to Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching. This is Erin. Hello. I am a little late this week with my podcast. I hope you forgive me. I had a fabulous extended weekend at Love Burn in Miami. For those of my listeners who love to dance, love art, love to have a radical free expression of creativity within and without, you might consider checking this out. Get your tickets early. I am in no way sponsored by them or anything, but I just think it was amazing and heart expanding and mind blowing. I went with my friends, Sarah and Bodhi. Hey, love you guys. We had the absolute most fantastical time. We're all pretty tight knit and actually getting there, we had trouble setting up camp. We were supposed to be with Camp Kindness. Hi, Jerry, if you're listening to this. And then there was Overflow, and then we were going to be with Overflow Camp Kindness, and then it just, everything went to shit, and there's so many people that showed up, which is kind of awesome, because I think that people need something like this. A burn is different than a festival. There's, I'm going to say, precepts that go along with a burn. So, radical self-reliance, decommodification, quite a few other rules. There's about 10 of them. They take that the same 10 from Burning Man and apply them. Consent is a huge thing there. So women feel free and safe. Well, not just women, but everyone. But I would say that women probably have more an issue with this than men typically. But people can just kind of let their freak flag fly, if you will, and dress how they like, which I definitely did. I wore, fun and sexy costumes because, sexuality is a huge part of who I am. And, that sexuality energy is the same as creativity energy. And as a manifester, I definitely have that flowing through me all the time. So, it's nice to channel it into dance and art and, just loving people. So, I had an amazing time. And actually this podcast is me talking about Love Burn. So buckle up. So Love Burn is a 4-day festival that, takes place in Miami. It's the second largest regional burn, as far as I know. The number one is obviously Burning Man. I like Love Burn because, it's once a year, it's for 4 days, and it's just, nonstop music, action, interactive art, which is really neat. It's there was one installation which was called the Portal Potty. And you walk through and you're just in this different dimension, so it's mind expanding. We also went through to this meditation installation, and you put headphones on and there were different sounds that would come up. And I don't know if it was just in my head, but when the wave sound was coming through the headphones, I swear to God, I felt like a spritz. Maybe somebody was coughing. I don't know. But it's a chance to, let go of any branding, which is bigger than you think. It's so refreshing to be in an area with a bunch of people where it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what clothes you have. In fact, some people chose to wear no clothes at all. But it's really deeply ingrained, how much branding and companies advertise to us all the time. And, festivals are no exception. I mean, going to a festival, paying $50, $60 for a t-shirt, it's kind of ridiculous. And I get it when artists need to make money. I understand that, but it does something to your soul a little bit. And it's beauty was expressed through creativity. Beauty was expressed through acts of kindness. Radical acts of kindness is one of the precepts, and giving. So you'd walk around and you'd make friends with, just whoever, like strangers, would come together and just be friendly and kind and like, oh, hey, by the way, like, can I give you a gift? It's so kind. We had a couple people walking by our tent that, it was like in the wee hours of the morning. You can tell that they were partying all night, which I definitely slept. Like, I cannot not sleep. I think that maybe, like any experience like this, there's some people that are doing like copious amounts of drugs. Maybe that's how they stay up. I don't know. I can't do that. So I wound up sleeping, but when I woke up, there were people that were walking around who, they were just so dehydrated, and they asked if they could have water. And I was like, of course. I fed people, I gave people water, I gave people hugs. And I handed out my little gifts. I actually had, if you're listening to this and you were at Love Barn, it would be really funny because you would probably know me as the macaroon lady. So I got these very delicious macaroons from Costco. Now, if I had the skill to bake them, I would have, but I don't have the skill, and I didn't prioritize the time. So they wouldn't have been nearly as good anyway. So I bought them from Costco. I actually had bought them originally to give them for my yoga classes for Valentine's Day, and they were such a hit that I thought, you know what, love burn, heart, love, they're just the right amount of sweetness. So I walked around with macaroons and delighted people by giving them either a raspberry vanilla macaroon or a chocolate ganache. So, it's wonderful to, there's so much diversity there too. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, your size, your class, like that's one huge thing too, is like, because it's like, once you buy your ticket, you're in, and there's no exchange of money necessarily. I guess if people are paying for gas and food and stuff, like that happens, but people are just giving gifts. People are opening up their camps to like feed people, to, make sure that they're hydrated, to give them treats and snacks and love. It's kind of this like community bonding and living that we've gotten away from so much in our current society. So it's sort of, I say that it deprograms me. It deprograms me about what I think my body should look like, about how, people conduct themselves. And it breaks down the barriers of, people just having prejudices against each other or having resistance to connection, because that pretty much everyone's chill. It's just everyone was so friendly, just having conversations and love. And we danced a lot, which was awesome. I love dancing. And there were installations where, there were fire. There was, like, for example, there was a skee ball exhibit where you would throw the ball and it would go into the hole, and whoof, there was a big flame that came out. So I remember I got that at least once, and the lady was like, oh, she got it. Press the button, and whoosh. It's just, it gave me a lot of gratitude for all the things that I have in my life. Like, that was like a little snapshot of Love Burn. And it's just, there's like random parades that break out. People are dressed in costumes. People are dressed in nothing. It's such a love for the diversity and the broad palette of human expression. But the experience gave me such gratitude for what I have, like my relationship with my partner, Matt. We've had ups and downs and all arounds, and like he has stood by me and I've stood by him, and we have helped each other, and we've grown so much. It's the best relationship I've ever been in. And actually my dad said he is the best man you've ever been with. So that means anything. It definitely does, because of my dad. It gave me gratitude for the amazing friendships that I have, like Sarah and Bodie and Anik. I love you all so much. You're such just like wonderful presence in my life. And then, some of my newer friends that I hang out with, like Stephanie, and I love you all so much. So this experience at Love Burn was super heart expanding, and I do highly recommend. It's it's done and over for the year, but it's usually right around Valentine's Day. It's in Miami. I have shared some pictures on my personal Instagram if you want to see some of the photos. And my friend Bodie has been sharing videos of what he, captured, which was freaking amazing. He's an amazing cinematographer. So I'll leave you with that. I guess the takeaway here is to put yourself in situations and have experiences that are heart expanding, because then you have gratitude and then it just filleth up your cup so that you give from what overflows rather than pulling from any source of depletion, which you can't do that for too long. I do have 2 more spots in my Costa Rica yoga teacher training retreat. We are doing a life coaching module coming up in April. So if you're thinking about it, if you've been hearing this, you're like, man, I keep hearing this and I want to go. Like, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I am super excited. We also have a private chef now, which I didn't know. So that's a selling point. Giant mansion for almost 2 weeks. We're going to a volcano, a sloth sanctuary, a hot springs water park. You're going to be around like-minded people doing not just yoga, pranayama, meditation, which in itself would be plenty, but I also include life coaching. I also include body rolling, mantra. We do partner activities. Like, it's a very comprehensive training. I'm super proud of it. I'm super passionate. So if you want to check that out. If you want something a little bit lower scale, I am doing a 1-day silent retreat, March 19th with my boy Derek. It's from 9 to 5 that day. So if you want to come check it out, I hope that you do. And it's definitely a refresher. And will leave you feeling light and open, and it will detox your brain from, again, like speaking and thinking, which is amazing. All right, y'all. Love you so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to support the podcast and if it's helping you, please consider writing a review. You can go to iTunes or Google Play, go into the search bar and type in Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching, scroll down, and you can leave a review. This helps other people to find me as well as bumps us up in the search ratings. Also, this podcast is sponsor-free, so that means we don't receive anything for doing it. If you feel so inclined and this podcast is helping to support you and you want to return the favor and help to support any production costs of the podcast, feel free to give a donation to a Venmo link, Thrive Yoga Fit, or PayPal, Erin@erincoach.com. If you don't have the means, don't worry about it. We're not going anywhere. You're all good. But if you would like to give back, you can give back in those ways. Last thing, we have a coaching certification, and it's 7 days of an intensive work, followed by a 3-month mentorship. You will not find another teacher that's more passionate and dedicated than I am to my students and their learning. And not just their learning, but the application and how they show up in their life. If you've been listening to this podcast and it's had a huge impact on your life, just imagine what it would be like to spend 7 intensive days with me and then a 3-month mentorship. You can check that out at thriveyogafit.com/coach-certification. Again, thriveyogafit.com/coach-certification. Thank you so much. Namaste.